So those guys at the fence, can they only be taken out by the fume shrooms? The small ones, no matter how much damage they do, can't?
No, the small ones can do it, but it takes
It's just,
so long.
so it's a damage limitation thing, right? You skipped over whatever the fuck that was. I'm sure that wasn't
this is a Grave Eater.
Spider-Man.
Hey, wanna buy an extra sleed slot?
Sleeve slot.
Sleed. It'll cost you $750, but you're able to choose 7 seeds.
This guy's
instead of
either
6.
he's either J.D. on a Jameson or he's Cockney. Like, let me do the next one. How's that sound? Upgrade to 7 seed slots? You must be fucking kidding me. Alright then, and hey, when you save up 5,000, I'll sell you an 8 seed upgrade. Catch you later. Kind of.
That
Way to be
seems to have
Australian in
been
the end.
kind of like a really bad Australian.
No,
Australian mix?
I was certainly aiming for Cockney.
Aiming versus achieved.
Hey, so what are these grey fuckers then?
Right, so they eat graves. They're grave busters. So I'm going to start with my Centroom, and my Puffshroom, and my Fume Shroom, and my Grave Eater. These are absolutely my key ones in the nighttime levels. Maybe with the light ones when we get much further on. And everything else is just fluff, depending on how I feel. Given what I'm facing. So I'm facing Javelin.
Pole vaulting.
Javelin.
That is... I don't know, that's very short for a pole vault. It does officially call him pole vaulting zombie.
Yeah.
But that's a very short pole vault.
It
They're
is.
usually like...
Massive. So we've got Screen Door Zombie. And then we've just got these. There's nothing massively hardcore. So all I really care about would be maybe...
Did you ever hear that story of the guy who was a like Olympic champion pole vaulter? And it was when they don't do it anymore, partly because of this guy. But Guinness were doing a thing where if you beat a world record, you got something like $100,000 from Guinness for like beating a world record in the Olympics, which is obviously not easy.
Yep.
And this guy was a pole vaulter, and he was just a fucking class above everyone else who was pole vaulting. So he'd come to a competition, the world record was his. Like, let's say, 9 meters. So they say, what do you want to attempt? And he set the bar at 9 meters, 2 centimeters. And he'd do the jump, and he beat it. Because he was really good. And no one else could come near him. Then he'd do his next jump, he's like, what do you want to do? 9 meters, 4 centimeters. And technically, every time he did this, he was beating the world record.
Absolutely.
Because it was his record, and he could probably jump at that time, probably something in the order of like 11 meters. I don't know if these are realistic pole vault estimates, but it's stuff like he could jump a good meter above what he was jumping, but he was setting the bar in the order of centimeters, and just repeatedly, and I think he did it about 25 times, smashed his own record, and got paid every time. I'm gonna look this up actually.
Look up, because that sounds fascinating.
And it's just like, yeah, you're a dick, but fuck, that's clever.
Is he really a dick though?
I suppose all he's fucking out with Guinness, so they can probably take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude broke his own pole vaulting world record. Okay, I was completely off with the things. He started off at... Hold on a sec. The record he set initially was 6 meters.
Uh-huh.
But he broke it until well into like 6.5 meters. And during the time between 6 and 6.5 meters, he broke his own world record 35 times.
Jesus.
Every time getting paid for it. I love it.
To be fair, if that's how you're gonna do it, like...
Good man, yeah.
Oh. Alright, so...
6 meters? Holy shit, that's high.
Yeah.
Like, even with
Your
a pole, like,
No.
jumping from the floor, springing up to 6 meters is fucking terrifying.
Yep.
Pole vaulting is some serious shit.
Oh no!
What?
I'm about to lose. Okay,
No,
no,
you're not.
thankfully he survived.
Oh, do you mean, by lose you mean use a lawnmower?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Totally counts, in my opinion.
But it was one of those things again where, like, he redefined a sport. This was in 1985. He broke 6 meters. At that point, people have thought 6 meters is not possible in the pole vault.
Wow.
And he pushed it another 50 centimeters beyond that.
Well, to be fair, if you're going to do it, you may as well make money out of it.
Absolutely.
I still find it phenomenal to think that back in the day, like 60 years ago, Olympic athletes had jobs that were not being athletes.
What, you mean like full-time jobs?
Full-time jobs in their real lives, and they just
I mean,
were athletes in their spare time.
You got to consider where athletes' money comes from as a kind of paid profession, and it's like sponsorship and stuff like that. It's something that's risen with the rise of media and the internet and TV and all that kind of
Absolutely.
thing. Without that, you've not got...
I guess just given the like country prestige that comes with it, I always figured
Who's
that
paying
they
for
were
that?
paid. The government.
Oh, such.
We live in a country where up until quite recently, like, milk was awarded to schools to make sure that children grew up strong. Whether or not that was accurate is a totally different discussion that I'm not getting into right now. But that until very recently, like, they were still
Ostensibly, it would be
bringing it in
lovely
Ireland when I was
if
younger.
it would be lovely if countries were paying their athletes high amounts of money from public money because they're representing the country well. But in reality, governments aren't going to do that. They don't really care.
Depends on your government, but yes.
Especially when the money's coming from private hands. Anyway, why should the government have to pay that money up if it's being...
Yeah, people used to do it for the prestige, and that's all that mattered.
I mean, to a certain day, I think it still is today.
Yeah, it is. People aren't Olympic athletes for the money there.
No, I don't think that's why you go into athletics. You go into athletics because you started from Olympic kind of stuff. You go because you started being good at something from super early on, and you push yourself. And then there is a prestige thing, but you don't get to 15 and be like, I want to be famous. I'm going to be an athlete. You've got to have some level of inbuilt skill.
Fun fact for you, my cousin was he was a swimmer, and he was advised to go on the Olympic team, and he definitely qualified, and it was the whole thing, and he got the qualification. He was good
England
to go.
Or Ireland?
England. And he turned around and said, "Nah, you're right." Now he lives in his mom's house. And that's what he does.
Could have been the next Michael Phelps. Or the first Michael Phelps, actually.
Yeah,
well, actually, no, Michael Phelps was 2000, so... if he's older than...
My cousin is maybe a year younger than me.
Okay, so possible.
Plant grave busters in graves to remove the graves. Usage single use, but must be planted on graves. Special. Removes graves. I don't think they said graves enough in that
I was going to say, yeah.
section. Despite Gravesbuster's fearsome appearance, he wants everyone to know that he loves kittens and spends his off hours volunteering at a local zombie rehabilitation centre. It's just the right thing to do, he says. But he also prevents them from being...
I was having an interesting
released.
discussion with the Dragon while we were recording the other day, 7 Days to Die, about zombies and how it works as a disease.
Uh-huh.
Are there any zombie fictions where it's airborne?
Yes.
Like it's a pathogen rather than a blood transmitted thing?
Walking Dead, certainly everyone carries it.
Go on.
The Walking Dead, everyone has it. So it doesn't matter if you are bitten by a zombie or not. Being bitten by a zombie will kill you because it'll generate your cells and everything faster.
So basically, if you die, you're gonna be
Come back.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, one of the ways I've always viewed zombie stuff. We'll go back to the actual main game now, I suppose.
Ever played a game called Whack Zombie? It's just like hunting squirbos. You know, those furry little rodents that dig holes in your lawn. Yeah, just like that. But instead of squirbos, it's zombies. And instead of a shovel, it's a mallet! And instead of me, it's you!
Oh, so you have to click on the zombies directly on this one?
Yeah, this is Whack
That's kind of cool. But yeah, no, like, I always figured it was basically, if you die, there is a set chance of becoming a zombie. That's just a thing.
Yeah.
And that depends on some kind of local conditions of what's good for the zombie virus. If you are bitten by a zombie, that will have two effects. It will increase your likelihood of dying,
Yeah.
and make your becoming a zombie upon your death near certain.
Yeah.
It was the way I always saw zombie stuff, but obviously it does vary based on interpretation.
Mythology. Yeah.
It's like the vampire thing, of like, do you become a vampire when the vampire bites you, or do you become a vampire if you drink the blood of a vampire? Traditionally, I think so vampires are, like, Romanian, I think?
It really depends on what you define as traditionally, because there are things like incubi, succubi, which are called all different related things.
I was thinking of what they called Strigori? I think of the original, or Morori of the original.
Bram
Romanian
Stoker
ones?
is usually credited with the first zombie stories, but that's
No, but
because he
I'm
was
saying
a
vampires.
repressed man
Vampires.
who wanted to talk about
Not zombies, vampires.
right literoctica basically.
But I think vampires are a folklore thing, like sucking blood and stuff like that are Romanian originally and older. But basically, for them, it's always you have to drink the blood of a vampire to become a vampire. The bitten convert you was a Bram Stoker thing. It was much later, and that was when it got all weirdly sexualized. To say the least.
As I say, because of incubi and succubi, it was always fairly sexualized. And
I don't think they were
disturbing.
vampires though either of them. They're demons, aren't they? Or
They're
spirits?
but they're considered sexy vampires because they
I suppose.
feed on your life force.
Yeah.
So when you have sexy dreams, it's literally taking your energy away from you.
Although vampire entities have been recorded in most cultures, the term vampire was not popularised in the West until the early 18th century, after an influx of vampire superstition into Western Europe from areas such as the Balkans and Eastern Europe. Yeah. So that would have been stuff like Bram Stoker bringing him in.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at that! Names such as Striga in Albanian, Virolkas in Greece, and Strigoi in Romania.
Like it.
Why do I know the original Romanian name for vampires off the top of my head then?
Because you have a frightening memory. Also, some of these run a lot faster than the others. That's just the way these things go.
So Strigoi are they're troubled spirits of the dead rising from the grave. They can be living people with certain magical properties. They have abilities like being able to transform into animals, invisibility, and they just they bite you and through the bite wound drain your vital force, which is why they've got the vampire association, but that's not what they don't feast on the blood, they just do drink vital force as such that way.
So we have
new zombie as well.
New plant and new zombie. So this one is called the Hypno Shroom, and it makes a zombie fight for you. Cool. So basically it turns a zombie into a zombie eating machine. So it'll turn around and it'll start
so it works back the other way?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it'll start eating zombies. So if you turn one of these football zombies, who are very difficult to kill, into one of your minions, he will just eat through like 7 of these. It's beautiful.
Do you know the thing that they say about football and rugby? That...
Give blood, play rugby?
No. Jesus.
Well, that's fair.
Rugby is a thug's game played by gentlemen, whereas football is a gentleman's game played by thugs. And it's actually quite a good summary of the pair of them in a lot of ways.
Honestly, I don't come from a stuck-up area, so no. Never heard that phrase. I'm not convinced that football is a gentleman's game.
Well, I think it's seen as less brutal than rugby. But in reality, the people who tend to be more brutal people will probably tend towards football rather than rugby.
That's because if you have a healthy outlet of your aggression that isn't succumbing to aggression but is simply channeling strength and agility and adrenaline, then you don't need to channel it in your everyday life. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whereas if you play football, as far as I can tell from what little I have seen, the point is to wander near another player and then fall over grasping your ankle saying, "He broke my leg, I'll never walk again."
The old Ronaldo gambit. Must be noted, when we're saying football, obviously we mean soccer, if you will.
I love talking about soccer. I love saying how much I love watching soccer.
Why?
Have you ever talked to English people about soccer?
Oh, just see how much they hate it.
You get to see their little faces, and they're so angry, and they correct
And then you wonder when people think you sound American.
I don't.
When you talk about soccer.
I also talk about yogurt, okay? I have problems.
Because you've got a fucked up accent.
Hey, there is absolutely nothing wrong with my accent.
No
it's just a bit
country wants
confused.
to claim you.
No country ever claims me. I've got like 6 different options, but no one actually commits to anything. I'm like
oh, footballers coming in, top right.
I know. I am like...
Oh, Hypno Shroom the shit out of him.
Yeah. You know, I'm like...
Was not very good.
A high-class spy.
Do a great deal.
No one claims anything of me. They just sort of like leave me to it. And the other people deal with me.
Oh, you like Christopher Steele. Topical reference at the time of airing, which won't be then.
No.
Christopher Steele is a former MI6 spy turned private security consultant who leaked a load of information concerning Donald Trump that is almost certainly not true. So basically, he alleged that Russia has a load of shit on Trump, including that Trump went to a hotel in Russia where Obama had stayed, ordered a load of prostitutes, had the prostitutes pee on him, or he peed on the prostitutes all over this bed that Obama had stayed in, and stuff like that. Trump has obviously said that's not true, so has like the American government, the Russian government, and anyone who has anything like that. This news came out the other day. So like the BBC and Sky and like most major news outlets have had this information since October, and since then have been trying to verify its like truth and not been able to do so, which suggests there's not a great deal of stuff behind it, maybe.
Yeah, probably not.
But then BuzzFeed published it the other day,
Of course they did.
And the guy who came up with this now gone into hiding. Unsurprisingly.
It's like Snow, only less legitimate.
Snow? Do you mean Snowden?
That's what I mean, the
You know nothing, Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking, what do we call it? Rector.
The rector of Glasgow University.
Our former university, yes, gave a significant ceremonial role to Edward Snowden. And so he appears every year by a video link to give a rousing speech to people usually about disobeying authority and that kind of stuff, which is hilarious in a university. But right, what's this new shroom do? We were talking shit again.
We were. So this one's Scaredy Shroom. It's a long-range shooter, so basically it shoots the entire range of the line that it's planted in. It will only attack the nearest zombie to it, and then it will disintegrate. However, if a zombie is too close to it, so for instance, if this was planted here, it would then shrink down and no longer be able to shoot because it would be cowering underneath the ground.
Can it be attacked?
And it can be attacked.
Oh, even when it's
cowering. Yeah.
Okay, so you want them right the fuck on the left then, yeah?
Yeah. Well, no, sunflowers always, or sun-producing plants always go
even
furthest. Yeah.
No exceptions.
There is an exception later on, which is basically when you have flying zombies and you basically need the thing that kills them off as far back as possible. Yeah. And you have ones that burrow underneath the line.
Oh, yeah.
And then sprout up at the back, and they don't then go straight into the house, they then start eating their way backwards, but because basically all your plants shoot forwards, not back.
Oh, you're completely fucked, yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of plants that shoot backwards.
There's a lot of zombie types in that, yeah.
There are a lot of zombie types, there are a lot of different enemies, and those two are different.
Really?
Yeah, there's a thing called Zombino?
Zamboni.
Zamboni!
Zamboni is a machine for the ice rink thing.
And it basically says...
I know too many Canadians.
Yeah. It basically says, you're probably thinking it's a zombie, but it's actually not. It's a completely different, species.
Well, it's a machine in
it's
real
a machine
life, yeah.
that has a zombie-like creature on it, but the whole thing is symbiotic. It's not a zombie.
No, I only know that because I saw Deadpool with a Canadian person. And there's a scene where he's like, you're gonna get killed by a Zamboni!
Yeah.
And this guy I was with, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was like, don't even know what a Zamboni is. I can work it out from the context. But they ain't exactly common here. That was clearly an American/Canadian. Come to think of it, I've got a lot of time for hockey as a sport. You ever watch hockey much?
I love hockey.
It's one of the very few of the team sports I can actually properly watch because it is very team based.
It's team. You cannot. You don't get rock stars in it. You don't get people being
I mean, you do.
I'm
Wayne
the best.
Gretzky.
As in, you don't get people being, I'm the best. My team's nothing without me.
Yeah, no,
they absolutely work together.
And it is. I think it is a very skilled thing compared to soccer or rugby or something like that.
Soccer and rugby have skills to them, but the problem is they have.
It's individual skill rather than team skills. I can sit back and watch hockey and just it's even not knowing all the details of what's going on always. You can see the skill inherent in it when you can't... you watch, Arsenal versus Man United, you will not necessarily see a display of skill. Whereas you often will with watching two decent hockey teams against each other.
Yeah, but the problem is you get lots of soccer teams, etc., who absolutely excel because they do play as a team and it's beautiful to watch.
Well, yeah, famously. So where we are literally right now, the city of Leicester, who did amazingly well in the Champions League last year, just because they played as a team in an unusually expected way.
How did they do that?
They were just well trained and well practiced and knew each other. They didn't have any particularly star players. You could say that maybe Jamie Vardy was and Islam Slimani, but as a whole, they were just a very well drilled and well practiced team. Same thing was this year with Wales in the Euro Championships. Got to the quarterfinals, better than any other team in the UK. Wales got really far just because they had a couple of star players, but also they were just a very good team. And a lot of the times in major soccer competitions, that's forgotten how important that is.
I still remember, many years ago now, the World Cup where Germany did phenomenally well.
That could be any World Cup, in fairness.
As in, they didn't have a single player who's particularly... when people are like, oh, but X will do amazing, or so-and-so will score X amount of goals. They were like, yeah, do you know what? They're just bimbling along, but my God, do they play as a team?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Oh, Germany still has...
how far that takes you.
The German national team has one of my favourite names on it in all of football.
Let me guess it's something poo-related.
No, actually. His name is Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Schweinsteiger?
Which literally means pig hunter, or pig sticker, quite literally as in to stab.
One of my friends is Gilles Bosmans, which basically means forester. I still love listening to him pronounce his surname. Bosmans.
It's really funny when you get names like that as well. Like I know, he was the manager, football again here, of the Spanish national side, was called Vicente de la Bosque, which if you translate literally is Vincent Forrest or Vincent of the Forest.
Nice.
Same thing as Guillermo del Toro. Translate that, and that's just Billy Towers.
Cool.
Well, it's literally it's William of the Tower, so
yeah.
Billy Towers. Suddenly sounds less impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, good call on the football bloke.
Oh yeah, so I'm coming. But now I've run out of my Hypno Shroom, and I'm gonna face one, if not two more of these.
See, that's a sport I've got no time for, American football. You think rugby's full of stoppage time? Holy fuck. That's just like, oh, we're gonna take a 20-minute break here. Adverts! The ratios of, like, serious damage in American football are higher than something like rugby.
That's because in rugby you are well aware and you take extreme precautions.
So what's this do?
This is called the Ice Shroom. Temporarily immobilize all zombies on the screen.